Bienvenidos. Entra. Siéntate, por favor. See, working on my Spanish. Working on my motherfucking Spanish. Okay. This is going to be an title of the video. A ghost just thumbs up. It didn't say no heads in here, it just had a thumbs up. I'm like, the ghost is thumbs up. Gerald Washington, salute, TV, salute, come on in. Bienvenidos. Entra, por favor. Working on my Spanish, man. Come on in. This ain't gonna be long. I'm not gonna keep you long, for real. I know I say that a lot, but I'm live serious when I say that. It was you, okay. Well, shout out, Mr. Washington. Shit, I appreciate that. Are you laughing at something TV? How y'all doing today? How is your Mercury's day today? How's Mercury Day going for you? I believe it's also called Hump Day. How's the hump? It's been cool? All right. Well, for those of you who are watching the rebroadcast, this is a live, so I usually take my time when it's live. Title of this video is Magnetic Magic 101. Warning, don't ever fucking do this. And in a minute, I'm about to drop a very simplistic jewel, which is one of the things that hinders and fucks up your magnetism, your magic. And I have spoken it before, but I'm just letting a few more people come in. I'm not going to be on here long. I swear to you, okay? It's real shit here. So come on in. I'm drinking my fire water. Mi agua de fuego. Agua de fuego. So yeah, glad everybody's Mercury's day. And by the way, I think the ritual just gets a good evening. Hey, welcome, Miss Colazo. Bienvenidos. Entra, entra, siéntate, por favor. Working on my Spanish. Okay. How you doing, Colazo? Miss Lucky Luck. Must be named after me. I was told by somebody I'm extremely lucky. I am extremely lucky, man. I should be dead, like several times over. And I don't mean luck as in I always win in bingo or lottery, but I'm a lucky motherfucker. Angela Fantastic. Wise Fox. Shout out everybody. Caribbean Grimoire. Like that name. Definitely like that name. Shout out to you. Greetings. Infernal blessings to you. Wise Fox, you're a Sagittarius. Yeah, you got that right. You know what I'm saying? That is the truth right there. The other sign that can be lucky too are Pisces, because they're under that Jupiter shit too. All right. I think we're going to commence with the commencing because, like I said, I did promise this is not going to be long at all. But once again, the title of this video, Magnetic Magic 101. Warning, don't ever do this, okay? Now, before we get in, like, share, subscribe, and thrive. Like, share, subscribe, and thrive. And if I did not mention it in any clearer fashion, like, share, subscribe, and thrive. As you all know, some of you know anyways, it's going down May 26th, the Multidimensional Mega Magnetism Ritual. The doorway in which you walk through. And this transformative doorway is going to help you actually, because you already are magnetic as fuck. You just probably been aiming it in the wrong direction. You've been aiming it at the wrong things, and you haven't been conscious. You don't know what you're doing with it. Well, we're going to take care of all of that and add the faction ritual magic to it. So therefore, you cannot lose. Okay, that goes down May 26th on the full moon, on the lunar eclipse. Heavy magic, heavy energy going on that day, actually, and around that day. And I heard that it was like right before this damn what do you call it, retrograde shit or whatever. Not that I don't even pay attention to that shit no more, really. I mean, I do, but I don't. But what I wanted to say is, for those, especially for those of you who have already entered into this group ritual and who are, you know, deciding now, finding your own reasons now why you want to be more magnetic in your way, in the way that you choose, not in a default way that you feel you have no control over. Attracting shit that you don't want can and will be a thing of the past, okay? But you take one step towards me, I'm gonna take two towards you, okay? So sign up is in the description box. And for those of you who are participating, or whether or not you're not participating, but this can apply actually all across the board. I have spoke on this before, but especially when it comes to this magnetism shit. 1111. Oh shit. Okay. The one thing you do not want to do, A, you do not want to tell anybody that you are partaking in this ritual, especially if they're not on that type of level with you, or they don't understand what you're into or why. You don't want to tell them about some of the practices or techniques that you're going to learn in the compendium video, which is going to help take the energy that you've been infused with in the ritual and actually practically apply it in your life on an everyday and simplistic basis. The foundational things, I don't care if you're talking about music, boxing, anything. The foundational shit is always the most simplistic, yet it's the most important. So tiny 1%, every day, just a little consistency is all I ask, because I insist that you fucking win. I don't know about you. Maybe you let yourself off the hook. I'm not going to let you off the hook here. I insist you win, because when you win, I win. Okay? So join that motherfucking ritual now, and let's get it together. And of course, I mean, yes, let's get it together as in let's get our shit together on an even higher level. But, but let's get it together as in we're walking together, and let's get it together. Okay? So what you don't want to do is tell them about any of the practices, any of the simple exercises, any of those things. Literally, when you open your mouth, winner, winner, chicken dinner. Angela, fantastic. I wish I had a Cash App to give to you right now. I'm working on that right now. I do not have a Cash App. However, if you're so inclined to circulate because you know you're going to reciprocate, you can paypal.me/Shangorei, all one word, SHANGOREI. All right. Thank you very much. But when you start to tell somebody, besides the fact about, because many of y'all can be open to the slightest little comments from people, even though you're not aware of it. A little smart ass remark, little smirky, kind of backhand side shit talk that like people like to do, can on an unconscious level deflate many of you, because you may not have a magnetic defense system, or having your aura magnetized in such a way that it's also got its defense going on too, because that's another side of magnetism. We're going to get into that, not in this video, but in one of the videos I'm dropping this week. So it's important that it's like you're compressing the energy. You keep compressing the energy, and then when you're ready to unleash it on somebody or something, or your own particular auric field to strengthen and enhance your own auric field, what ends up happening, it's like you got a beach ball or something with a hole in it, like one of them. No, even better than that. One of them air mattresses. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden now you notice my legs are up, my shoulders are up, but my ass is down. You lying like this. You know what I'm saying? Because you're leaking. Because you're leaking. That's why. I'm telling you, if we could become more conscious in just the little minute ways in which we leak, all these little leaks add up. Trust and believe that. Trust and believe that. They add up. That's energy that you could be using to be having some fun. You know what I'm saying? That's energy that you could be using to manifest phantasmic orgasmic experiences or subsequent cash infusions or the right opportunity at the right time or the right client or the right information. Let's not forget about that, because magnetism is also about attracting to yourself the right information, whether it comes externally or whether it comes from in through meditation, any of those types of things, channels that are just for you, specifically for you. And I have spoke on that before, but as far as your magnetism goes, it's one of the main things that is going to drain you. It's like leaving your car headlights on at night. How fun is it to come to your car thinking you're going to go somewhere only to hear that? You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, if you understand what I'm saying, ladies, did I stutter? I need to see that. Okay. So that's the worst thing you can do. Caribbean Grimoire, shout out. Yeah. Love Star. And you will find that one actual principle is applicable to anything. That's why they call this the occult. Because it's hidden. Because it's secret. Because not everybody deserves to know about it. Not everybody has earned the right to know a lot of the information that you know. How many times have you went and debated with somebody, a Christian family member, you know, uh, whatever, a Jehovah's Witness at the door, any of that shit? There is a reason why the character known as Yeshua or Jesus said, "Don't cast your jewels before swine. Keep that shit to yourself." And then you heard Bobby Hemmett say that shit. And they all say, all the lecturers and teachers, they all say this shit, maybe in a different way. Lady K, shout out. But there is something to, and if you notice, you will feel the energetic tension in your body. When you ever have like a secret that that you're about to drop on somebody, or like maybe you're going to surprise somebody and it's like they're walking around just totally oblivious to your little plans, and you're just like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you gotta put your fucking poker face on, you know what I'm saying? And you feel that tension, it's like it's building and it wants to just burst out. You know what I'm saying? That's how you want to keep it for yourself. And that is another form of showing yourself, showing your divinity, showing your guides, your higher self, whatever you want to call it, that you respect yourself. And once again, accepting yourself, feeling good in your own skin, feeling comfortable in your own skin, and respecting yourself is a superpower. Many people do not respect themselves. Many of you disrespect yourselves every single day, repeatedly. You're serial disrespecters. Some of you. Some of you maybe not. That is a superpower. That in and of itself, just your magnetism, like exponentially starts, your field, okay? Your field starts to increase exponentially, It may happen really small at first, like osmosis. But after a couple turns, you ever heard that one? If you took 1 penny tomorrow, you got 2 pennies. The next day, you got 4 pennies. The next day, it was 8, then 16. By the end of the month, you'd had like, I don't know how many thousands of dollars. That's that compound interest shit. That compound interest shit is no joke. And especially when we're talking in the realm of energy, excuse me, it's even more of a no joke, okay? So keep, cierra la boca. You know what I'm saying? That's my I'm working on my Spanish, okay? Cierra la boca. Keep your mouth shut. Close that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Just keep that to yourself. Consider it your gift, your little surprise. You ever had like a little inside joke, or just you were in a room with somebody and only you and this other person? Let that person be you. Let that person be you. You know? So that's what I'm talking. See, that type of shit, just even that type of thinking of yourself, sometimes thinking of yourself as a whole other person, or recognizing the various actions to yourself as if you would talk to another person. Not like you typically talk to yourself, because most people shit on themselves all the time. We're the hardest on ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We're the most, if you was to hear the shit that you say to yourself coming out your mouth or somebody else, you probably feel really bad, but yet you don't feel bad when you do it to yourself. I don't get it. But you know, that type of relationship, having that fucking relationship with yourself is, there's no words for it, man. There's no words. So let's see what we got here before we get off. Okay. Damn, I just got disconnected here. Gabriel, a Y nurse. What's going on? What did you say, Tally? I've always had respect for myself since I was a little happen, You start putting up boundaries and shit in your life, even, you instinctively did it, sounds like, as a child. Son of a bitch. Okay. And I don't know why. Tell yourself you're gorgeous every day. Yeah. Yeah, get into that shit. All of that shit. That's, becoming your own best friend, you know, even telling yourself some shit like, I got your back, and meaning that shit. And you know that that person looking back at you from that mirror has your back, because truth be told, when you came into this matrix, this world, you came in with that person that you're telling, I got your back, or that's telling you, I got your back. And when you leave here, ain't nobody else going to be around here but that person. You see? So, and both of you was butt naked when you got here, Hey, keep it up with. Don't look for any outside results, any type of anything. It's not about that. Although you will see it, I promise you that, and sooner than you know it. Okay, just keep it up. Make sure you do it consistently. Whatever you do, just be consistent. Whether it's a couple times a day, whatever, at least once a day. You know what I'm saying? But just make sure you tell yourself. You could just stand there and think that to yourself, or to your other self, or what, hey, I trust you. You know what I'm saying? It takes like less than 0.001 seconds. So don't be fooled how simple it is. Hello, what is this title supposed to mean? I think it's quite self-explanatory. Men too, you don't need booty for an ego stroke. No, you don't. Mm-mm. It's never about the booty. It's never about the booty. You know what I'm saying? You can get the booty as a byproduct of just being, if you're in your own particular magnetic shit, you're going to attract the right ones for you. Choose the ones that choose you. You know what I'm saying? So you're just saying, Miss Cool Cats. Okay. Y'all with these crazy fonts. Nell Solar, what's happening? Yeah, I'm gaining a different understanding from this video. Well, that's all, at the very least, that's all I would hope to ask for somebody like yourself, Caribbean Grimoire. You know what I'm saying? Like, you on your shit already in many ways. I'm willing to bet. And for me, I'm always open to a perspective shit. That's why I like to hear other magicians and other, people talk about their craft. I always learn something. I would prefer to be the student than the teacher. It's more fun for me. You know what I'm saying? All right, KD, Camila Davis came in like this. Hey, yeah. I cannot be mad at that. We should all follow. Yeah. Yeah. So, see, y'all be bringing up good points too, man. I like that. These days, I'm attracted to Lilith and Hathor. Yeah, I love learning too, but somehow I'm always teaching. Well, paradoxically, here's that paradox word again. When you teach something that you want to learn, you learn and integrate and absorb faster. So it's no surprise to me, you know. Teaching someone, can I learn from someone? Yeah, YouTube is buffering. Yeah, it's been doing that. It's been doing that. So I mean, it's fun to be able to share. And, if you can make a connection and the lights start coming on, then that person was ready. I personally don't take credit for that shit. I just disseminate whatever information I can disseminate, and whoever's ready, they're going to resonate with it. That's why some of these, so-called occultists and shit want to be like trying to wake people up. I'm like, you can't fucking wake anybody up. They're going to wake up when they wake up at their appointed time to arise from their slumber. And if during that said rise, they happen to come across your information and shit and vibe with it, cool. But you ain't waking nobody up. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Not one person. Not one. Like literally said. That's why I stopped trying to fix people. Sheesh. Is that even possible? That's almost like healing, man. I'm on the fence. Like, in some ways, I have actually healed people, but then when I change the perspective, I'm like, nah, they healed themselves. Maybe they just used me as a permission slip to do it. You feel me? And either way, I can kind of see, I played there's my perspective, my individualized perspective, then there's that person's perspective. But I could go either way. And to really, I don't care. Like, as long as that result was produced, that's it. But in a lot of ways, I kind of really actually feel like you don't actually heal anybody. Like, they heal themselves. It's just maybe they use you to facilitate that. You know, sometimes people just need a reason to truly believe to the point where they know. And once they reach from belief down to know, you hear that whack. You know what I'm saying? And it's a done data. Um, I get determined and dedicated. Yeah. I wouldn't waste my time doing all that. Sophia Gattison. Why the only? I guess they like what they're hearing. you know? So, I mean, everyone, I love when people chip in and chime in and stuff. And, I got the best fam here on YouTube. And I will say that hands down. I mean, I have the biggest crowd, but it's about quality. I've always been a man that's about quality and not quantity. Fuck quantity. A thousand of those can't equal a one of you. You know what I'm saying? So I'll take that. Let me see here. What? More content here. Fragile, like a fucking nuclear reactor. What's happening? I needed to hear that. Well, I'm glad. TV's just like, hey, floating by. Shit. Yeah. So, once again, just to recap, I kind of got off into the comments. That's why I just chose to do this one live, then to record it and upload it. When it comes to your magnetic magic, okay, you don't want to tell anybody you're doing any of your practices. You don't want to tell anybody that you've chosen to jump right the fuck on in to the multidimensional mega magnetism ritual, okay? You want to fucking resonate even more on purpose? That's the key right there. Magnetizing on purpose, okay? Then you want to join this ritual. And you want to see what kind of all the goodies you get. It's not just the ritual, mind you. Click the link in the description box of this video or go to shango-ray.com. All roads lead to the doorway, okay? But keep your mouth shut. Don't tell anybody, especially if you're doing something on somebody. If you are shooting your magnetism at somebody, even if you're just practicing, right? Maybe you want to get this person in front of you to turn left or right, or get the fuck out of your way, or some simple command like that. Or maybe it's somebody you know, but like they're in front. Don't ever, ever, ever tell them what you're doing. You keep that to yourself. You make a bond, a sacred bond. If you have to, you prick one hand and then you prick the other hand and you do the blood brother or sister thing and you shake your own hand and you say to secrecy. You know what I'm saying? Keep all of that shit to yourself. Do not tell anybody you're in the ritual. I'm doing this particular practice or exercise so I can. No, 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 no. Don't say nothing. Nothing. Period. Keep it to yourself. To thyself be true. Let's see what we got here. I never catch you live. Well, you done caught me red-handed. I say sup, my homies. Yeah, I learned that a little late. Don't even tell. No, don't tell your spouse nothing. Listen, when it comes to the sacred bond that you are going to develop with yourself, if you don't already have it yet, especially as a result of this ritual, it's okay to keep your own fucking secrets, all right? You got to. Hell, all you women always have secrets anyways, so you're pretty good at that shit anyways, right? So, all my brothers out there, everybody, keep it to yourself, okay? This is between you and you. You know what I'm saying? If you can imagine the other you's like, ha 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 ha, yeah, because we're keeping this shit secret. Nobody fucking knows this shit, you know? So that's the attitude you want. Selfish. Let's see what else we got here. We vibe. I like that. Sophia Gattison. Okay, don't tell anyone about your work. No. Shh. Keep your mouth shut. Winning life on the daily. When do these usually start? I always catch the end and want to be here on time. You know, I do admit I could probably benefit a whole lot more. The channel could benefit a whole lot more as I get more regimented. There's no set time. Usually I come on maybe 6, 7, 8, depending if I'm going to come on. Oh, tomorrow I will be on about 6. Look for the post. I'm going to post it on the community tab. But we're doing Citri. Yeah, man. Citri spirit reads. Okay? Spiritual messages. Of course, we're keeping this kind of underneath this whole, well, I don't even know. I'm not going to put no limits on it. Shit goes the way it's going to go, Gets mad about revealing secrets. Well, so Gaddison, it doesn't have to be all open as it concerns you, Keep it to yourself. Debbie Baines, I learned that the hard way. You really keep your mouth shut about it. Absolutely. I like my two of cups. Okay, I see what I was doing wrong. See, that's what I'm talking about. Just a little tiny shift, a little tiny amendment will make huge waves. Alerts don't go off. Miss Beebe, thank you for telling me that. I mean, I already knew that to an extent. You know what I'm saying? Uh, okay. I ain't gonna lie. When I seen that first video, I was like, evil as fuck. I still am though. Don't get it fucked up. I remember having conversations and shit like that on the phone with, a few different women that, whatever. And it was just like, damn, you got some fucking, when they actually converse with me, like one on one, it was like, you got some dark fucking energy. Yes, I do. You know, I'm not ashamed of it. Okay. But what if people see your stuff in your room? What then? Okay. Let's stop for a second. That's a great question. That's a really great question. What if people see your stuff in your room then? Well, if at all possible, I would maybe do it in a way, or like, okay, let's say you have a desk and that's all you have to work with. And you don't want to have to keep taking shit and picking it up and putting it away because it like disturbs the flow. You want to be able to leave your altar, your working space, right? So, what I might do is I might just put a sheet or something over it, you know? And if anybody asks anything about it, I'll just say none of your business. I have no problem saying none of your business. I'm like, just can't tell you about all that. Or I'll maybe say some smart ass shit like you ain't ready for that. Don't worry about that. That's probably my favorite. Just don't worry about that. What is this? What is that? What is all these? Don't worry about that. As I mentioned, I worked in a sales room, and this was shit easily what 10, 11 years ago. And I had one. You know how they have them dividers that divide like the desks, and sometimes they got like this carpety material on it in which you can use tacks and pin things. Well, I put my fucking Veves all over. And I had people asking me, what the fuck is this? And I would just say, don't worry about it. Or I would give them a stupid smile and I would just say, it's art, and just leave it at that. And they'd be like, looking around at my shit, all my Veves and shit, and be like, oh. I'm like, yeah. Oh. So that's what I would do. But woo woo, woo 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 woo. I keep woo woo woo. Now for me, I got attached from my first video. I see. Huh? I double wrap mine and hid it under pillows. You hide it. Oh, y'all are having your own thing. Get it. My two of cups is my bosoms. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't say evil. Dark. Dark is not necessarily evil. It can get very fucking evil though. But I double wrap mine and hid it under pillows. Now for me, I got attached from my first video. I said, uh, okay, woo woo, black plastic bag. Nell Solar says, Nunya. Yeah, Nunya. That's what you tell them. Nunya. You'll get bad juju. That's what I do most of the time. Yeah, Caribbean Grimoire. Uh, Love and Life. I have 4 Santita altars in my house, and I don't let anyone over. Only people come is some of my family members, some friends. Yeah, make them freak out. Don't mess with that dude. They said they know not to question me. See, love and life, you have them properly trained. You see, folks, in life, you have to train people how to treat you. Okay? Now, if you went from just being a regular humanzi into a god or goddess who fully embraces your occult sciences and your practices and shit, that's going to require some training because they're not going to be used to that. You're probably not going to know who you are half the time at first because you're going to be some old things are going to be breaking down, getting rid of. You're going to be going through various different transformations and transmutations throughout your time here. So you're never going to be the same person, but then the people around you are going to have to try and keep up as best as they can. And that's for most people, that's just too difficult a lot of times. Unless they're like family or whatever, but even still, even family. I mean, I would have my mom come over, and my mom's a Christian. And I'd have my mom come over and shit. I got all my shit up, blazing, all cylinders firing. No, and it's not even a second thought. I never ever once was like I never once felt like convicted or like I'm doing it. Like maybe I should just put this away out of respect. No, 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 no. Eres mi casa, and in mi casa, yeah, brujeria abounds. You know what I'm saying? Like this was what the fuck we do. And this is what we do. You know. And I gotta say, what does suck about something like that is like me and my mom have never been closer, but certain areas of which is like 70% of my life I can't speak with her about because I just get that she doesn't want to hear about it. And out of respect, I'm not going to try and push it on her, just like she respects me and doesn't try and push any of that bullshit on me. I respect her, not her beliefs. Hell, I don't even respect my own beliefs. You know what I'm saying? Because they're just beliefs. You know what I'm saying? I could change beliefs like clothes. So if I need to believe something in this moment that I'm not currently believing, I can do that and then switch off, like I said, like clothes. But it sucks to not be able to share that. And I understand after years of this shit how you can feel very isolated. I've had so many different triumphs and successes from where I came from, and to not be able to share that with basically anybody in my life almost. I can talk with my sister. She's very interested in things. With her, it kind of stops at just the interest, because I've given her certain things to do about certain situations, and then I ask her, and I knew she wouldn't do them because deep down she's afraid to do it. You know, she's still kind of she still kind of has that Hollywood perspective on magic and shit like that a lot of people have. If you say a word wrong, you're going to be cursed, and all this bullshit, the spooky shit. But I don't debate her or nothing like that. I offered it. She asked me what I might be able to do, and I said, well, you could do this, you could do that, and I told her some things. And then a couple days later, I'm like, so did you do it? She was like, no, I haven't done it yet. I already knew right then and there, you're not going to do it. You're scared. Would be art. YouTube is all pixelated. Is it? Jesus. Uh, yo, these comments are wild. Yeah, I wouldn't use a tarp to cover your. Okay. I like dark. Actually, you can't be too angelic. No, there's no such thing. I was security at one time and was working with the spirits. You always take it with you. You are the magic. You're gonna take it with you. Well, I must be doing things right if nobody in public dares to approach me. Well, they could just be pussies too, like literally. you know, they don't know how to shoot their fucking shot like a real man. They don't know how to let that sack drop. They don't know how to look at you and claim what's theirs. No. So, and no one knew on the job I was a cult. Yeah. And you know what? Also, Caribbean grimoire, that probably ended up us assisting whatever your intention was as far as being on the job, having fortification, protection, whatever. It probably made it work even better than if you was to even tell anybody anything about that shit. You know, they respect my altar so much that they give offerings, and they are Catholic Christians. But well, that's cool. We know how Hispanic families are when it comes to church. I was at an altar 3 days out the week. Yeah, wow. Prosperity be. What's happening? What do you see? I'm literally the only one that believes in my beliefs, quote unquote, in my family. It does get lonely. It can be. It definitely can be, especially at first. And especially if you coming out that church mentality, because the church mentality is a herd mentality. You know what I'm saying? And it's a group mentality. Now, if you're a true occultist, obviously we can come together like Voltron for certain rituals, certain things like we do here. But make no mistake about it, it's always a solo path. It's always a solo path. Even if I got some cameos and I'm a cameo in your shit and whatever, hey, it's always a solo path. And I make no mistake about that. Like that's that goes without saying. You know what I'm saying? Like that just goes without saying. My grandmother had a cross of Jesus. Every time I slept at her place, I hated the cross because it creeped me out. And I hid her Jesus cross that she had in the hallway. And get that fucking chocolate thrown at your ass shit. My own always asking questions. Yeah, let them ask. Thou does not have to answer. Not offense, Jesus crosses are kind of scary to me. I remember when I would go with my grandma to church, and she was Catholic, and I just remember seeing all these pale white statues and pale white Jesus with the blood, and that shit creeped me out too as a child. These are very strong symbolic visual images, you know, and you can't help but to feel, well, this is just my opinion, you can't help but to feel like a piece of shit. You're looking at all these statues and the colored glasses, you know, all the shit, just like, damn, I'm not worthy. You know, you two been acting up all day. Too tight up there. Must be cold outside. Hey, Miss Maggie, how are you? This is so true. Yes. My mom's side of the family, says TV. Um, Interesting spiritual gifts were encouraged. That's a blessing, you know what I'm saying? My mom even went to a palm reader, but it took her a minute to get used to the cards. That's at least somewhat of an advantage, you know? That's at least somewhat of an advantage. Like literally says, yes, it's scary, but it's not supposed to be. Yeah, maybe it is. Maybe it is. You know what I'm saying? I never felt like, especially at the Catholic churches, because they love their relics, their effigies. They're all about that shit. You know, like most of the Christian churches that I've been to and the one that I spent the longest time in, yeah, there was like a cross symbol, but there wasn't like, you didn't see the fucking, surfer Jesus on the cross and shit, you know? It just hits a little differently, in my opinion. Um, Nel Solar, yes, lost a lot of people from my circle, but I'm good with that. And you're terrified. Yeah, my grandmother had a blood one. That's what I'm talking about. And see, I remember the one that was at my grandma's church. This also makes a big difference, in my opinion. The look on fucking Jesus's face, man, because some of them look scary. The eyes and everything, he just, you know what I'm saying? Like, just looks fucking scary, you know? I ain't seen one that's strung up yet that's just got a smirk or just chill. Hey, it's all about peace. I've never felt peaceful in a church. You know what I'm saying? Really, now that I think about it, especially those, having, especially when I was like a little kid, like that shit was scary as fuck to me. For me and my husband and kids are Muslim. He and I used to be at war, and now he just leave me alone. Well, that's good. These comments getting so good. And Jesus's eyes was white. Yeah, like he was fucking rolling his eyes back in his head and shit. But some of them, depending on the look on his face, because they're all different. Some of them, he's just regular face. He just happens to be strung up. Then other ones, he has this like fucking stigmata look and shit. You know what I mean? And yeah, they don't believe in spirit, but they believe in the Holy Ghost. Yeah, I know they make total sense now. Catholicism is the most ritualistic denomination, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, from the rooter to the tutor, I've ever seen. Of course, Black Baptists are the most lively. Of course. You want to shed a tear and shit? Go. Just sit down in the back somewhere when they're having choir practice and shit. You can't help but just feel that shit. You can even walk by one of them joints and just be like, that energy. Don't believe in manifesting, but tell you to ask God and bring prophets to speak. Yeah. Adela, they never scare me. Well, because it's you tough. You tough, Mackie. You tough. You know what I'm saying? That's why. Because you tough. Yeah, I mean, it's funny. It's funny. I mean, I remember one time my mom took me to some revival and they showed this old movie called The Mark of the Beast. And this is with the projector and shit now. This is back in the day, right? And this was all about the whole revelations and, neighbors turning on neighbors, whoever didn't get the mark of the beast, people snitching on people. And okay, obviously most of you know how that story goes. Like it comes down to either you accept the mark of the beast or you get your head chopped off. And the water turning to blood and famine and all the diseases and all this shit. And oh my god, the nightmares I had that night. Wow. I'm like, why would you, in hindsight, not judging my mom, but like, why would you take a child to go see that shit? If you're 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, even 7 years old, you spend the majority of your time in an alpha theta state of mind, meaning you're just taking in information. You don't have no critical factor that says, wait a minute, that ain't true, or whatever. Like you know, you're just wide open. Like, why would you take a kid to go see that shit? You know? The Lord told me to tell you. Oh my God, I used to hate that TV. I'd be somewhere and I hear it. I'm like, yeah, wait. The Lord told me to tell you. I'll tell you what. How about he tell me himself? Yeah, that movie was terrifying. I think I know which one I was so scared showed the end of the world. Yes. TV, it was a fucking horror movie, especially for a kid. I remember like I remember asking my father was there too. This is like a rare moment. They were like, because they'd been separated before I was born. I was a bastard. My mom goes, "You're a bastard. We got divorced before you were born, so therefore you a bastard." And I remember asked like, "Am I going to get my head chopped off?" You know. So either I get the mark of the beast and I go to hell, or I'm Team Jesus and I get my head chopped off. What a fucking choice. What a fucking choice. Toots brutes, like literally. I used to have nightmares of la trompeta. Yeah. It's funny. I remember a few years ago, you would hear more like I don't want to say in the news, but like it being reported of these sounds, you know, like trumpets. You're gonna give me church flashbacks. You know what I'm saying? The Catholics are, I don't want to single them out, but I noticed their particular ideology. I mean, don't get me wrong, all the religions use guilt and shame as a major manipulative tool, you know, but they just have a certain flair. They have a certain cachet when it comes to their shit. You know, they have some secret special sauce that they like to do, you know? And it's funny because within the Christian different cliques and sets and gangs, you'll have one gang trying to shame the other gang. No, you going to hell. You know what I'm saying? You going to hell because you worship Mary. Well, you going to hell because you don't. I sit back and I watch. I'm like, yo, all these. It's funny. That's from the military base trip. The Catholics are experts at guilt trips. They fucking are, Mackie. They are. That's what I was, Well, that's what I was trying to get to. I can remember young Catholics had a yeah, shit, man. And if you think of the structure of their organization, everything about it is also it also revolves around control. Because if you're a Catholic and you fuck up, which you're going to do, even just if you think some shit, what are you required to do? Anybody? Who knows it first? What are you required to do? I'm gonna see if somebody in the comments knows. Make me repent every see we all get it. We can relate. My mother's amazing at it. You know what? Somehow I could believe that. Adela Black Sheep Mackey. Um, Thank you, Miss Mackey. You got it. Confession. So now, not only you, the Lord, and Satan know how you fucked up. Now, the priest is going to get to know everybody's business. You know, everybody's business. Christian church, they speak in tongues. Yes, I remember. There was a prophetess, and she was like training me. And well, I was amongst a very small group, and she was like talking about talking in tongues, and at first I'm like, well, I feel like I'm making this shit up. And basically she was trying to say, just like allow it to come through, and it's going to seem at first like you're making it up. That's how it's funny how, because it correlates so much to like a lot of magic shit, or even coming up. I mean, I do a version of it, but I consider it more of a magical language, and I'm bypassing my conscious mind, and it may sound like I'm but I should have whatever. But it works, so it's like I took that shit and applied it to my real shit, what I'm doing. But I remember that. And the first time I ever did, I felt so self-conscious. I felt like embarrassed. Christian church, they speak in tongues and get the Holy Spirit, but forbid you to tell them to speak to spirit. My mom always brings out the holy water. She would put it on my salad if she could. They'd be in confession booth all day asking the Lord forgiveness, getting their prescriptions. You know what I'm saying? Like, say this 200 times, do this, say these 10 times, and then this and that. And it's like, okay, how would that even work? Like, isn't the big guy just capable of, all right, you're forgiven? I sense your sorriness. I sense your regret. I sense that, you repent, meaning you've turned away from however you fucked up. So, you know what? Just don't worry about it. You know? I'm like, is this prayers for me Or this is for the big man upstairs. They be in confession booth all day asking Lord for forgiveness. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, who's this for? It just never made sense to me. It never made sense to me. I'm like, so basically, I can pretty much do what I want. And I just gotta follow this recipe of pre-instructions, depending on what I've done, of course. And I should be all right, right? Kind of like fire insurance, right? I'm like, well, that's kind of cool, you know? That's kind of cool. But I used to wonder that, like, why can't he just forgive me? Mom, if he knows my heart, you said he knows my heart. You said he looks at my heart. You said he knows exactly how many hairs I have on my head. So if he knows all this shit, he should already know I'm sorry. You know? Hell, if he knows everything, he should have forgiven me before he even made any of this, because he knew there would be a me, and he knew that this me was going to fuck up. You know? It goes back to that whole thing. You know, like, why even make Lucifer if you knew Lucifer is going to rebel against you? You know? And then it's like I never hear anything about him actually being destroyed in the Bible. You know? He's just going to be locked up for 1,000 years and then thrown in the lake of fire, but that's not destroyed. You're just taking a fucking hot bath, you know? So, I was Catholic and never went to booth after confirmation. And you would get in trouble if you came out of confessional too quick, right? I actually never have done confessional. I talk directly to God. Yeah, you said it, Mom. You did. But act up and you get hit with a ruler. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. See, I feel for those who had to go to Catholic school. Hell, Biggie went to Catholic school. You know what I'm saying? Like, them nurses don't play. They will tear that ass up. And they have permission to fucking crack your knuckles, paddle your ass. I'm like, and now a lot of that shit nowadays, I'm probably pretty sure, I don't know if it still goes on or not, but like, I can't imagine in this little sensitive ass, pussy ass society that shit still goes on, you know? That shit could be very traumatic though, you know? That ruler on the knuckles shit. Kind of kinky if you think about it, you know? Depends on what side of the paddle you on. I could concur with that though, you know? I need to get me a priest outfit. Yeah. Add it to my collection, you know? Undercover detective, firefighter, doctor, you know? Special needs son, you know? Yeah, don't judge me, all right? Fuck you. Shit. I did, but it wasn't that bad as they say. It was there some lies to do it. Yes, Miss Lucky Luck, Pizza Man. Can't forget the Pizza Man. Uber driver, Instacart. You know, you gotta update your roles. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have them concurrent. You know, doctor, of course. Yeah, deranged gynecologist. You know, the boss that caught you doing something at the job you weren't supposed to do, and now, if I relay this to my wife, she's gonna want to fire you. So how are we gonna deal with this? What are you willing to do? And how bad do you want your job? Type of shit. But yeah, some people just twist religion around a little too much. The plumber, I guess, you know, Dr. Jekyll of Mr. Hyde, yeah. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. You gotta update your storylines. You know what I'm saying? You gotta update your storylines. I would say, yeah, the plumber kind of falls in that one. But I mean, there's some tried and true that just never lose their chutzpah. You know what I'm saying? There's some that just, and of course it depends. Like, whatever's going on. Shit. If, this sink keeps squirting, then maybe it's a plumber that needs to take a look at that shit. Is the squirting the problem, or is it's not squirting enough? Which one? I don't know. So anyways, of course the neighbor, and yes, the stepbrother, okay? Uh the stepfather, okay? Don't judge me, all right? I mean, it goes on and on. Milkman, what the fuck, we in the 30s? Shit. When's the last time you done seen a milkman? Shit. I might as well be the fucking paletero with the fucking rod, you know? I guess they did have some twisted ones. Yeah, Yeah, so, keep it live. Keep it live. Always got to keep it live. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Got to keep it live. Shit. It may be the same characters. It's always a different storyline. There's always something different about it. Some shit going on about it. It was a good laugh. Clean. Go clean your motherfucking kitchen. Like, literally. Peace. Thanks for stopping in. True to form, I got to get out of here too. I done went way the fuck over as usual because y'all do that to me sometimes, all right? Y'all magnetize me this time, all right? Yeah, La Novella. Except there's nobody getting shot and nobody's crying, Nelson Law. You know what I mean? Every time when I be at my grandma's house and I see the novellas on, there's always like a hand that comes out of a corner with a little revolver that shoots somebody, or there's some bitch crying. Every single time. Yeah, come on back, like literally. All dressed up. Yeah, No, Solar, you cracking up because you know it's true, right? It's like every single fucking episode. Every episode. No matter when I happen to walk into the living room, one of those two things is happening. Or these two bitches are fighting over a dude or something like that, where they wore cowboy hats. Yeah. Did you look at the moon tonight? Pablo, ¿por qué haces eso? Yeah, that shit. Or the half naked one. True that. It's the love. There you go, Adele. That's true too. There's the slap. Somebody's getting slapped, Somebody's getting slapped. Somebody's getting slapped. Somebody's getting shot. And somebody's crying. If it don't have them three, it is not a novella. It ain't a novella. It's not happening. So yeah. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. Back tomorrow again. Tomorrow we're going to actually be doing spirit reads. Citri and I will be doing spirit reads, as a celebration of this ritual. So good night, Miss Salar. And everybody else, thank you for stopping by. I'm coming. Are you coming or going? Like literally. Okay. TV, bid you adieu. All right. I hope YouTube notifies me. Good night. Yeah, shit. You should have walked in that kitchen with only an apron on. Yeah. Get off live, damn. Yeah, well, go. You hang up first. No, you hang up. You hang up. You know what I'm saying? No, you hang up. No, why don't you hang up? Because you can, huh? Yeah. So anyways, we up out of here. And remember, keep your mouth shut. When it comes to your magic, keep your mouth shut in your practices, about your practices, and all of that. And we out of here.